I met Mike when I was 27. He was charming, funny, and the kind of guy who made you feel like you were the only person in the room. We clicked instantly, and before I knew it, we were living together. I imagined a fairy tale ending, but as the years went by, it started to feel more like a never-ending saga. Every anniversary, every birthday, I would drop hints about getting married. Hell, they weren't even hints most of the time. I was practically begging. Friends got engaged, married, had kids, and there we were, stuck in the same spot. I always tried to rationalize it. He just needs more time, I would tell myself. Maybe he's saving for the perfect ring. 25 freaking years went by, and I was still waiting. I know, I'm an idiot, but love makes you do stupid things. By this point, my friends and family had given up asking when we were getting married because they knew the answer. Never. Then, on our 25th anniversary, Mike finally did it. He got down on one knee, ring in hand, and proposed. You'd think I'd be over the moon, right? But I felt nothing. Maybe it was the years of disappointment, or maybe I had just grown out of the idea. Whatever it was, I wasn't happy. I tried to fake a smile, but he saw right through it. After the initial shock wore off, Mike asked me what was wrong. I told him I wasn't sure how I felt anymore. I mean, after 25 years, it's hard to just flip a switch and feel something you've been waiting for forever. He looked hurt, really hurt, and I felt like the biggest asshole on the planet. But I couldn't help it. The proposal felt like too little, too late. We had a long talk that night, or rather, he talked and I listened. He was angry, confused, and heartbroken all at once. He said he thought I would be thrilled, that he had been saving for the perfect ring and wanted to wait until he could give me the proposal I deserved. He accused me of leading him on all these years, making him think I wanted this, only to crush him when he finally did it. I tried to explain my feelings, but it was like talking to a brick wall. Then, in a fit of anger, he took the ring back, said he didn't want to marry someone who wasn't excited about it. I was stunned. Here I was finally getting what I had begged for, and now it was being ripped away because I couldn't muster the joy he expected. After that night, things went downhill fast. Mike became distant, barely speaking to me. The house felt like a prison, and I was the inmate. I started questioning everything, our relationship, my life choices, all of it. I knew things were bad, but I didn't expect what came next. One day, I came home to find an eviction notice on the kitchen table. Mike said he couldn't live with someone who didn't love him enough to be happy about marrying him. He gave me a month to pack my things and leave, just like that, 25 years down the drain. I tried to talk to him, to reason with him, but he was done. He had made up his mind, and nothing I said could change it. I was 52, jobless, and now homeless. Finding work at my age wasn't easy, especially since I'd been out of the job market for so long. I felt like my world was crumbling, and I was powerless to stop it. The next few weeks were a blur of panic and desperation. I applied to every job I could find, but nobody wanted to hire a 52-year-old with a 25-year employment gap. I stayed with friends for a while, but I knew I couldn't impose on them forever. It was humiliating. I ended up finding a part-time job at a local grocery store. It was a far cry from the life I had with Mike, but it was something. I moved into a tiny apartment that I could barely afford, but at least it was a roof over my head. Every day was a struggle to get by, and I constantly battled feelings of resentment and regret. How had my life come to this? To make matters worse, Mike moved on quickly. He started dating someone new, someone younger, and it felt like a slap in the face. All those years together, and he replaced me in a heartbeat. It hurt like hell, but there was nothing I could do about it. I had to focus on surviving. It took a long time, but I slowly started to rebuild my life. I went back to school, took night classes, and eventually landed a better job. It wasn't easy, and there were times I wanted to give up, but I kept pushing forward. I joined a support group for women who had gone through similar situations, and it helped more than I could have imagined. Sharing my story, hearing others' stories, it made me realize I wasn't alone. I started to find strength in myself that I didn't know I had. Now, 2 years later, I'm still single, but I'm okay with that. I've learned to love myself and find happiness in the little things. Mike's proposal, his rejection, it all feels like a lifetime ago. I still think about him sometimes, about what could have been, but I try not to dwell on it. I'm sharing my story because I want others to know that it's never too late to start over. Life can kick you down, but you have to get back up and keep fighting. If I can do it, so can you. Update. Hey Reddit, it's been a few years since I posted about Mike and our 25-year-long clusterfuck of a relationship. A lot has happened since then, and I figured it's time to give you all an update. Buckle up, because shit got real. After I last posted, I was struggling to get my footing. I had a shitty part-time job at the grocery store, a tiny apartment, and a heart full of regret and resentment. But you know what? Life has a way of kicking you when you're down just to see if you can get back up. I was tired of feeling sorry for myself, so I decided to take control. I enrolled in a few night classes at the local community college. It wasn't easy balancing work and school, especially at my age, but I was determined to make something of myself. I took classes in computer skills and office management, anything that could help me get a better job. Slowly but surely, things started to look up. I got a job as a receptionist at a small law firm. The pay wasn't great, but it was a hell of a lot better than bagging groceries. Plus, the people were nice, and I felt like I was part of something. During this time, I also found an amazing support group for women who had been through similar shit. These ladies were a godsend. We'd meet once a week, share our stories, laugh, cry, and lift each other up. They helped me realize that I wasn't alone, and that I could rebuild my life, one step at a time. One of the women in the group, Lisa, became my rock. She had been through her own hellish breakup and came out stronger on the other side. She encouraged me to keep pushing forward even when it felt like the world was against me. Fast forward a year, and things started to really change. I got promoted at the law firm. It wasn't a huge promotion, but it came with a decent pay raise and more responsibilities. I felt like I was finally getting somewhere. Then, out of the blue, I got a call from a larger law firm in the city. They had heard about me through a mutual contact and wanted to interview me for an office manager position. I nearly shit my pants. I went to the interview nervous as hell, but I nailed it. They offered me the job on the spot. With my new job, I was able to move into a better apartment and finally start living comfortably. I even bought a car. Nothing fancy, but it was mine. For the first time in years, I felt like I was in control of my own life. I also started dating again. It was weird at first, being in my 50s and trying to navigate the dating world. But I met some great people, and even though none of the relationships stuck, it was nice to feel desire to gain. Mike reached out a few times. He heard about my new job and wanted to catch up. I told him to fuck off. I didn't need that kind of negativity in my life. I was done with him and the years of bullshit he put me through. Now, here I am a few years down the line and life is pretty damn good. I've built a solid career, I have a great group of friends, and I'm happy. Really happy. I never thought I'd say that after everything that happened with Mike, but it's true. I've learned that it's never too late to start over. Life can kick you in the teeth, but you've got to get back up and keep fighting. If you're going through something similar, know that you're not alone. You can rebuild your life, no matter how old you are or how much shit you've been through. Thanks for reading, and thanks for all the support. You guys helped me more than you know. And remember, it's never too late to take control of your life.